organizations win championships. A Chicago Bulls podcast with Jason and Dan Bernstein on 312 Sports.
Welcome to OWC number 118. Dan Bernstein, Jason Bernstein. The Bulls are now 6-4 as they've gotten a little taste of teams now who have star players who can do what they do when it matters against the scrappy Bulls. Who,
a little bit of regression to the mean as well, just when it comes to everything, and the fact that teams are not just star power. That's definitely the biggest thing, but starting to make their threes at a higher clip.
I think that's right.
Thanks for that, Matty, by the way. Just check the studio chat.
What's he doing now to you?
Look.
Oh. Yeah, thanks a lot, Jake. Well, meanwhile, before
thanks
we
a
get
lot, me?
Yeah, because you were the one who was distracted. I think that's what he's joking about.
By 1 minute.
Yeah,
For 1 minute. You've been doing that every single episode. You've been late to pretty much every single episode, and then when I'm late by 1 minute because I'm on the toilet, all that happens is you start screaming at me.
All right, if I wasn't screaming.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, I was.
I also have a really good excuse for it. So, you can go on.
If Jason sounds dumber than usual, or if he sounds more confused than usual, I would like to introduce you to the first person on record who, in an actual hospital accident report, is listed.
I mean, that's not what's in the report.
Is listed officially as having suffered a diagnosed concussion due to Nintendo Wii tennis. Do I have this right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was late at night on a Thursday. There were shoes all over the ground because I need to organize it better. So it's totally my own fault. There were just kind of shoes in the middle of the room, and my dorm room is a big square. So it's not like there's any one area that is out of reach for movement, if that makes any sense. And I stepped the wrong way, tripped on one of my shoes, and hit the back of my head on a panel. And I was pretty much rendered useless for a good few days, but feel a lot better right now, and better enough to watch the Bulls. So,
and you still haven't given the insurance card to the hospital?
No,
dude. Okay,
what was I supposed to do?
What you're supposed to do? You give me your insurance card so I don't have to pay a bill for a $15,000 CAT scan.
I wasn't thinking. I was anxious and I was confused and I was puking. All right, There's not much that I can do. I remembered my social security number.
Okay, so don't say that.
I'm not going to say it, but
okay.
Well, you can say it.
No, mom will handle. She's got to call the hospital now and make sure that we don't get a bill for your CT scan and emergency care because you hit your head, because you slipped and fell, because your room is too messy while you were playing.
It was just the shoes. And I made sure, and last night when I was feeling better, I cleaned my room to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Okay. How many beers had you had?
Oh, plenty.
What kind?
Oh, God. That night, I think that was just a Coors Night and Corona type of night.
Okay.
Did I say Coors Night?
Yes.
Coors Light and Corona type of night.
Okay. Well, that's one. I'm keeping track of evidence.
That was a tongue twister. All right, give me a break.
Continued traumatic.
You always act like you
injury.
have a concussion anyway. So
and you probably had so many undiagnosed from hockey that you didn't tell me about.
That's probably true as well. But nothing was ever this bad.
Well, the Bulls are not bad at the moment. And they like you say, I think you're right. I definitely think there was some opposing shooting percentage regression to the mean that was independent of the quality of their defense. But now they're settling in right around to sort of where they've been in the past. They're at offensive rating, they're 15th out of 30. Defensive rating, they're 20th out of 30, which is still a positive net rating of 18th with that record of 6-4. And they're averaging 119.2 points per game. They are still playing with pace. But tell me what these three players have in common.
Okay.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, Donovan Mitchell, Victor Wembanyama.
Star.
I would say not just star. Those are people who have been or will be on one of the all NBA teams.
Okay.
Right? Those are all
agree.
NBA players. And they matter. As much as we love the story of, well, they may not have a star, but look at their depth and look at their pace and look what it does. They may not have a star, but let's kind of understand that when things matter and when teams care, it never doesn't matter in the NBA.
Of course.
Ever. It could be on a Tuesday night against Orlando, on some Wednesday in November against the Pistons or whatever it may be. Even though the Pistons are a really good team. But it always matters in this league when the other team has that guy. And they've seen in the last 3 games, no matter how hard they try, no matter how big a lead, when it comes down to it, they can keep giving it to that guy.
Yep, that's how it works. And God, Wembanyama's so good.
Dude.
He's so good.
So it's 2 games that I've been to now at United Center. I definitely wanted to be there last night, to be there when he arrived, which now is this huge deal. And they've got the whole like sea red thing on their, when they walk in, all the cameras are there to I don't know, document the arrival of every NBA player at the arena. And Wemby's just an alien, man.
Yeah.
He's
7. Is he taller than 7'4"? You've been
he's 7'5". He's 7'5". He's a legit 7'5". He is as tall as the tallest ever Chicago Bull.
Oh God.
You should know this. I think he played 2 games for them in 91. He then was he's one of 2 guys 7'4" or taller who's been in the front seat of my car. Chuck Nevitt.
Oh, okay.
Chuck Nevitt's the tallest ever Bull at 7'5". But this dude is, watching him warm up, I always say that's when and you just, his handle, his feet,
how is it so tight?
His fluidity. So with all there've been all kinds of comps. And
there isn't one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You said Mega KD.
KD. He's giant Durant with better
with
handle.
Hakeem.
Yeah. With
defense. If not more, because of his range. The thing that I noticed a million times, and throughout the season, I think this happened against the Raptors a bunch too. I saw in a YouTube video. Shout out Jimmy High Roller. Love his content. He counted against the Raptors. There were 11 times where there were just drives to the paint where the Raptors either turned the ball over or just didn't go up. And not only that, he makes people hesitant. And they
even at the perimeter, even on a closeout for a 3-point shooter,
even
it isn't just attacking the basket.
Even if he doesn't close out, they'll still hesitate to shoot and or drive. And the thing is that we see that from Patrick Williams all the time, and that it's been getting a little bit frustrating. Because there are some things that he does really well, and he'll make a couple of plays where like, ooh, nice play, but he still annoys me. However, he's so much better than Isaac Okoro. Don't even get me started. God. But the thing that I noticed was even Vooch, who generally is pretty decisive. Shout out Jim Miller with the decisive decision making. That's what Vooch is really good at. He had Vooch just all over the place. And then, Vooch hit a couple of threes, and he had a nice couple of jump hooks over Wembanyama. But even then, it's just everything. They were just doubting themselves. And when he just hit those 2 threes at the end, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
You can't really do anything. And they were putting him in all kinds of different spots to start their offense. I really like some of the stuff that Mitch Johnson is doing. He's just a kid. When he came in, Billy had his press conference before the game, and then I'm like, oh, I guess that is the Spurs coach. And you're just, you get so used to Greg Popovich, and then you see this young Stanford kid coming in, and bright guy, very, very upbeat, but he's doing some creative things where they're starting him in the offense. There are times where Wemby is just bringing the ball up. There are a lot of times where they're not calling a play at all, just because in transition, he's 3 strides and he's down the court. It's ridiculous. But there were other times where he was starting in the corner and coming up off a screen and then screening himself while the screener for him rolled to the basket. There were times where they were using him at either elbow and just doing some very basic 1-5 and 2-5 things. But I'm calling him the 5, even though I know he's not. You got to call him something. You know, you have to find some way as you're writing down where everybody is. I could just put a big W there because he doesn't really have a position. But it's when he swings through and shows the ball and gets ready to put it on the floor, and the guy who's guarding him is somebody like Vooch, or it's Hartenstein or Zubats or somebody.
Yeah.
And they're guarding a guard. It's amazing.
And what's crazy, I shouldn't say what's crazy. What separates him as well, not only just being a complete alien, nothing we've ever seen before, ever. He completely demolishes everything I thought about basketball.
How so?
It shouldn't be possible what he's doing. Another thing that I think isn't spoken about much is the drive he has to be great. And I think that matters. It really, I mean, not I think. I know that matters. And I'm not going to go on with the Michael Jordan BS or the Kobe Bryant stuff. I don't think the Kobe stuff is as BS as the Jordan stuff because Jordan was just a complete psychopath. But some people don't like basketball that much, and they play like it. I remember you said Eddie Curry had a ridiculous amount of talent but just didn't like the game. And I'm not comparing them as play style wise, but Wembanyama trained with Akeem, and he did some stuff with monks over the summer. I don't know what that did. Maybe that was for. I don't know if you saw that he shaved his head over the summer, and he was a monk for a while.
You're not a monk for a while.
I don't know.
You don't cosplay as a monk.
Give me a break.
No. You can't. There's no dilettante monks. That is a
special
commitment.
Guest. He was a special guest monk. Okay, just give me a break.
Tonight, from the Abbey, let's welcome our very special guest. What do you mean a guest monk?
Look it up. You didn't see that he was doing something with monks over the summer?
Well, you can do things with them. It doesn't
make you one of them. Shut up. Okay. I think maybe it was for flexibility. I don't know what it was.
What, stretchy monks?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Was he making Belgian white ale? Was he with Gregorians? Was he with Franciscans?
I don't know.
Was he chanting?
But all that matters is that. Okay, this isn't time for Dan Bernstein shenanigans.
The famous stretching monks of Tibet. You climb the mountain and they teach you the hurdler's stretch while they're finding Himalayan
Stop
salt.
it! I've been in a very dark place called my room with no light for the past 3 days.
Then you dreamt this. This was a concussion hallucination.
Want to bet? Everybody's going to clown you for that because I'm right.
Guest monk. Did you sign the guest list for today's guest monks? Come on.
But he has a drive to be great. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say is he wants to be great and he's competitive and he plays like he's the guy and he cares. All right, shut Fark up. I'm going to leave the pod.
Who's that really tall guy? Oh, that's Wemby. This week he's a monk.
I'm going to leave. I'm leaving.
No, you're not leaving. Oh, my God.
Shut up.
What'd you do over the summer? I was a monk for a while. Oh, really? You gave your life over to study and prayer for a little while? Yeah,
Want me to leave?
All right, so these are the stats that Matt Abaticola, our producer, our intrepid producer, brought to Dan Bernstein Unfiltered earlier today. And this is through their first 100.
You can't just go back to that after that.
Just wait. I just want to see what your reaction is.
I'm just going to talk about monks the whole time.
In their
Give me Malik on here right now.
Or Art. In their first 120 games, LeBron James had 2,680 points. Wemby has 2,738. Through their first 120 games, Karl Malone had 1,091 rebounds. Victor Wembanyama has 1,301. Through their first 120 games, Akeem Olajuwon had 337 blocks. Wemby has 448. And through his first 120 games, Steph Curry made 242 threes. Wemby has made 274.
Chill.
I'm not
everything,
unchill.
Chill with the everything. Okay, I understand with the hype. Not the don't talk. I don't care about the threes when you're comparing him to Steph Curry. That he is not as good of a shooter, and nor will be as good. I know. It just the reason why the reason why he's made more is because of Stephen Curry.
That's absolutely correct. It's a different game. Exactly. Curry helped make it a different game.
Curry is I think LeBron's the greatest player of all time. Curry is arguably a more important NBA player when it comes to the modern era.
More impactful?
Yeah. Changed the game.
Yeah,
LeBron transcended the different eras.
That's an interesting comparison. I get it. I would say in that regard.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's get back to the Wemby talk.
Let me just say this. I think
I was in the middle.
I know. Just hold on. Okay, then I'll save the Curry thought. Finish your Wemby thought.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, especially through his first 2 years, and last year he was hurt for half of it. I was really worried about that too. What was it, like deep vein thrombosis or something like that? I was really worried about that. But people were criticizing him because he relied so much on the three ball. So I'm not, and I think he was shooting too many threes, and that's why he's made more than Steph Curry did in his first.
And he's taking
120
fewer
games.
of them now.
Yeah, and that's better for his game.
Well, it's also like there's an understanding that if you're 7'5" and you're an impossibly great shot blocker, there's no reason to spend a whole lot of time chasing around the perimeter, because then it just makes you shorter. It makes your height matter less.
Yeah, and then when you can take 2 steps on inside the arc and dunk on someone,
he's nearly impossible to officiate as well, because it's hard to see some of the fouls on him.
Yeah. Also, you said you were going to say something about Steph Curry.
My comp there would be Tiger Woods. Is that Steph Curry created a generation of Steph Currys, much like the average PGA golfer is now 20 times better or more than the average PGA golfer pre-Tiger Woods.
No, I think Tiger Woods would be more of a Wemby comp. Because unicorn-wise, because we have seen people body type-wise, the likes of Steph Curry. But
my comp comes down to the number of people who said, "Oh, if I just concentrate on being an absolutely sick shooter from distance, and I can hit it from the logo, I'm going to have a job somewhere." Like that as a bare minimum. Like I would say that Caitlin Clark is even an example of the Steph Curry influence.
Yes. Oh my God, 100%.
Just if you can
Definitely.
if you can really shoot it from anywhere.
She plays exactly like Steph Curry. Are you kidding me? Identical.
Well,
and
no, she's a little tougher relative to her competition physically.
I think
than
Steph Curry gets a reputation for not being tough for
but not like she
just because he's small.
He's not small, really. Smaller,
6'3". But I think that Tiger Woods is a better comp for Wemby than Steph Curry, because Steph Curry could just shoot really well. But he wasn't. Yes, he was doing things we have never seen before, but not quite like Wemby in the sense that it doesn't look real. Mm-hmm. You can argue that it didn't when he was hitting those shots, but especially with that consistency. But Tiger Woods in 1999 was hitting a pitching wedge 190 yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, that's fair. I mean, you know what I meant.
That's like what Wemby's doing when he's getting 2 blocks in a row and then pulling up from 30 feet.
Well, let me say this too before we finish up the Wemby stuff. Your point about what he does to offensive decisions and what he does to not just, we always talk about altering shots,
He's a black hole.
but altering shots or, well, because of the gravity. Yeah.
Yes.
The idea of changing a shot. It's one thing to say that once somebody decides to shoot. I think there's a third category, which is dissuading a shot, which is somebody who is making a foray toward the basket or heading down the baseline. And I saw it any number of times against the Bulls, where somebody would get an angle, go baseline, consider, all right, can I go straight up?
Even if he wasn't going to contest it,
right,
he would just stand there.
Right. Can I use the rim to help me? And even then, that doesn't help you because he just reaches with his other hand.
For the people in my generation, like his defensive aura is just so insane.
It is also but there's a fourth level.
Hold on. Do you remember in Black Panther during one of the final fights when they have those virtual vibranium shields that go up and kind of make a wall?
Yes.
And T'Challa jumps over. That's kind of what Wemby has, where he'll just stand there. He has that around him, and nobody. And no matter what you do, no matter what he does with his body, it doesn't matter because nobody's going to go up. And if they do. There was one block on Modis in the first half where the ball was at the top left corner of the backboard, and Modis is 6'10", and he just went doink and just pinned it off the glass. He made Vooch and Jalen Smith look like little people.
Well, there was one moment where Vooch got his shot blocked. And he got really mad, and he made the gesture of like challenge that.
Yeah, it was
challenge that.
The little
Look at
floater
that
from 10 feet. Yeah.
So and he's walking back toward the bench, and the bench is looking at Vooch like, like nope, no. It may have felt like that was a goaltend, but no, my man, we are not challenging that.
I also remember. When I don't know if it was after the first or second three in a row that Wemby hit to tie the game, then take the lead. But in one of the replays, I caught a glimpse of the Bulls bench, and I don't know if it's because he's a Frenchman, but Noah Senge sat there, just went.
Oh, made the stink face?
Oh yeah, it was like CeeDee Lamb when Marvin Harrison put Teron Bland on the ground. Speaking of which, that is what happened to Josh Giddy the other night.
Well. Last night, I found this really interesting, that Billy Donovan was asked about, is getting into play. It's like, no, Josh is out. They started talking about it. And I think
that
it was
a phantom injury. Like
I thought it might have been.
His pride was hurt after that ankle injury so bad that he had to sit out a game.
We were debating that in the press room.
Although he's been through enough media scrutiny over the past few years, I feel like he can deal with that.
We were definitely debating that. Like, you got to own the bit. If, in fact, like, oh, my ankle, then just to seal it, you'd have to sit out a game.
At least it means he got low, or maybe he wasn't low enough in his stance, and that's why he rolled his ankle. But at least it looked like he was trying to defend.
But Billy Donovan denied the knowledge of anything. He's like, well, I'm not really on social media. I didn't see much of the reaction. I was just concerned about his health because I could tell he was certainly hurt, and he was being very earnest about it. Billy was, and I think it was
a little too much.
Well, no, but then Cowley said something, and then Billy said, "Oh, I haven't seen any of the memes. I haven't really seen the memes." And everyone's like, "Oh, you know what a meme is." That's interesting. We didn't know that you knew even what a meme was. And then he says something like, "Okay, well then you can show me." And there's a pause, and he's like, "Don't show me. I don't want to see it. I really, I really don't want to see it." And everybody kind of got a laugh out of it. But everyone knows. Everybody knows like how much time and effort was spent with the whole broken ankles thing and saying, he literally broke his ankles because he injured himself on that move.
It was what it means, though.
It was bad.
Patrick Williams got dunked on. I mean,
yeah. To close out the Wemby talk.
It's hard to do that.
He should be Defensive Player of the Year every year as long as he's in the league.
Yep.
There's absolutely no one. He blocks shots, he alters shots, he dissuades shots, and then he even gets into your head the moment you walk out there. Like the moment you inbound the ball, you haven't even thought about shooting yet. Mm-hmm. And you have to be aware of where he is. So whatever you even call that, he's in your head when you're thinking of possibly shooting.
I would, if I were going against him and I was the head coach, I would. And Vooch, near the end of the game, Wemby was much more successful, I think, in the second and third quarter. I don't. Defensively, sorry. I don't want to. Offensively, his first and fourth quarter were remarkable. And what I was going to say, I think Vooch kind of figured this out later. He's way heavier than Wemby. And I know he's not weak, don't get me wrong. But he's not, I text you, he's not Giannis strength. I would just beat the crap out of him, make his life hell.
It's not that easy.
It's not, but you have to beat him physically. And I'm glad the refs were letting him play last night. They really did. There were two other points that I was going to make, one of which being that Spurs team outside of Wembanyama is built to last. The only thing they need is a shooter. I like a guy. Give me like a Buddy Hield on that team. You know what I mean?
Well,
maybe someone a little bigger.
I'll tell you this: that late in the game, when they had.
Thanks for letting me finish my thought there. Your turn.
You said they need a shooter. What else do they need?
Well, I was just gonna talk about their other players real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I was like, Jesus, take a rest. But Stephon Castle, and I called it. I said that year when I saw him play in college, he should be in the number 1 overall pick because he is great.
You did.
And you forget that De'Aaron Fox is really good at basketball.
I don't forget that.
And my guy, I don't know. Oh, the reason why I say he's my guy is because when I play the Pirtle game, which is the NBA Wordle, I always guess this guy first, and it's Harrison Barnes. I don't know why, but I always guess Harrison Barnes first. My guy HB, he's still going strong. He's a vet, man.
Yeah,
like
he is.
He's a real dude.
I noticed at the end of the game when Wemby was out there with the 4 other guys and the Bulls didn't have Giddy, they were switching every screen. And it made it impossible. The Bulls couldn't get an angle. They didn't have a guy who could beat his guy. That's what they missed with Giddy out. That they don't have any shot creation. They need shot creation, but they need shot creation with Giddy. Like even when he's there, they need shot creation. But it helps. But when Trey Jones is the only guy that can get past, because he can't finish, and with Wemby there, nobody can finish.
I disagree. I think Trey Jones was one of the best finishers last night.
No. I mean going against Wemby, you can't expect him.
I think he was the best, arguably the best finisher last night.
Hit a couple floaters.
A couple. He had a bunch. He had what, 22, something like that. And I think one of the reasons why potentially he played with him for a year and a half. So he knows him a little bit. I don't know how much that helps, but it should a little bit when you get to know a guy and know his strengths, not necessarily just his strengths, but what he likes to do, what he doesn't like, which side he likes moving to. It doesn't really matter when you're that long. But I think that Trey Jones was one of the best finishers last night. Had the Bulls won that game, I would have said that Io and Trey Jones were the best players. They were the best Bulls, regardless. They were the Bulls' most valuable players. I know Kevin Huerter had a great game. But Trey Jones and Ayo Dosunmu were fantastic. And the other thing I was going to say about Wemby is, I mentioned Giannis earlier. What can Giannis do that Wemby can't?
He's stronger.
Right.
But the only thing is that you asked
Wemby's
me. That people bounce off of him. He can go up in.
Pause.
I'm saying he can gather himself in a crowd and just blow through all of the arms and all of everybody hanging on him. He's considerably more powerful with a more powerful upper body.
He's more dominant, I guess. In that sense, more
physically powerful. He just is. He's like, you can still push if like you say, if Wemby drop steps you, you can still move him. You can't do that to Giannis. Especially at full speed. When he's coming right at you, there's nothing you can do.
Giannis is faster, I would say. I think full speed, he's probably faster.
Maybe once he gets up to speed. I don't know if he's as quick.
No, I don't think he's as quick, but I think he's faster.
I think that's reasonable. But And Giannis got better at free throws. Wemby's going to have to. He only hit what, like
He went 10 of 10 from the line last night.
Well, but what's his season number?
I don't know, but he went 10 of 10 last night. Let's check his season number.
Check it. Was he 80%?
He's shooting 84% from the line.
Oh, is he? Okay, well, forget that then. Forget that.
I thought he was just having in 34 minutes a game. He's averaging 25.7, 3.9 blocks, 1.2 steals, 12.8 rebounds on 50.6% from the field. He's only shooting 32.6% from three right now, but I think that'll come up a little bit. He's also averaging 3.4 assists and 3 turnovers a game.
All right, there's a couple more things I want to do before we get to the showdown. I want to look real quick.
We have a lot to. No, I think this might just be a long episode.
Well, the upcoming schedule.
We've barely gotten to the Cavs, and we've barely gotten to the Bucks.
Well,
this has just become Wemby Glaze time.
All right. Well, the Cavs game, the Bulls ran around with a lead for the whole game until Donovan Mitchell went crazy. That was the story of that game. Oh, yes. Yeah, this guy's an all NBA level player, and just it didn't matter who was on him. It didn't matter. He was just taking another step back and draining it. And we were looking at some of the percentages at halftime and looking at where the threes were and were not coming from, and I think there was plenty of smart money that knew that Cleveland was going to pull away. I'll say this too. Another guy who I don't like, Dean Wade.
Okay.
He's kind of because he's just kind of throws himself around. He's on my watch list. I've got Jalen Duren, and now I'm adding Dean Wade.
Oh my God!
No, I mean for dirty play.
And I know you got Lou Dort on there.
Well, Dort absolutely, but I don't like some of the stuff that Dean Wade does.
I'm going to sound like an old head here. You're such a wimp.
Why?
I mean, okay, Dean Wade, fine. And it's not just because he's white. It's because he's not the same level player that Duren or Dort are.
Duren sticks his foot out in your landing spot.
Well,
no. That's a huge deal.
But the thing is that he's not contesting threes consistently. Dort kicks people.
Yes.
I don't mind. Every team needs one of those. Every team needs one of those guys. I like a little bit of dirty play. Pause. But I like some of that. Teams need it, and Jalen Duren is one of my favorite players. Actually, I love Jalen Duren.
I love his athleticism and his size and his power. I don't.
If he were a Bull, would you want him to be a Bull in a hypothetical world?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely, hypothetical or actual.
Great.
World. Yes.
Honestly,
but he's also
that's a dude you could throw in Wemby. Honestly,
I just think he does some dirty stuff that I don't like. He does some.
Paul George said it was a story of when Duren was a rookie. Jalen Duren set a screen on him as a rookie, and Paul George ran into him, and he fell, and he was like, "What the fuck just happened?" And he looks up, and it's a rookie. He's just like, "Oh, what in God's name?"
Well, what should have happened is a teammate should call it out.
Like, dude, Jalen Duren is a beast. Although he went to Memphis, and I'm not really a big fan of Memphis. Roll Wave, by the way, big win the other day. I think they took my article to heart, so we'll see.
Yeah, as I said, after you wrote a column telling them to prove you wrong, I guarantee was written on every dry erase board of the football facility. That's all John Sumrall talked about is our entire identity must be based on proving Jason Bernstein wrong.
Well,
why, Coach?
Maybe they did read it. Some of the football guys follow me on Instagram, and I reposted it on my story. Maybe they read it. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's fun to think that they did. But then you mean that we have to be concerned about a guy who concussed himself while playing Nintendo Wii tennis? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. No, that's true. There was an article, and I don't know if you saw it. Do you subscribe to The Defector? Which is old Deadspin. It's like the old, smart, good Deadspin guys. Patrick Redford, who happens to be a Sacramento Kings fan, wrote The funniest article every Bulls fan should read this article by Patrick Redford.
What is it about? Levine and DeRozan?
It's about the Kings. It is about the Kings.
It's going to feel very...
the Kings...
It'll make sense to us because we're the same.
It says Kings, they're comfortably... It's the most useless, anachronistic hoops being played anywhere in the NBA.
Okay.
So the Kings have made a remarkable speed run directly into the toilet. The specific nature of their bustedness is interesting, though slightly hazardous to pay close attention to, as the operative question of their doomed season is not will they win games, but are the people in charge capable of recognizing reality? And he lists the names of the players. It says so many all-star appearances, so many bucket getters. Surely the talent level is such a group would ensure a minimum viable level of competitiveness, right? Wrong. This is a stupid person's idea of a good NBA team. Not only are each of the supposed stars becoming increasingly obsolete as the game evolves, but they can only function effectively in specific contexts with their considerable flaws accounted for by careful feats of roster construction. Instead, they're tossed alongside each other on a roster otherwise populated by players who can neither shoot, defend, nor pass, which are mission-critical skills. It means the Kings' washed stars' skills are redundant to one another while their flaws are multiplicative. Nobody can defend. Everyone needs the ball to score. A task made impossible by the presence of several other players who all need the ball, clogging up the spacing and preventing anyone from scoring.
Jesus.
It is absolutely hysterical.
I'm just glad the Bulls have gotten away from that, though.
Right? He says sometimes the Kings will play an amazing 2-3 zone that involves the 5 players standing perfectly still in their respective spots, hoping an offensive player will dribble the ball directly at them.
I mean, yeah, Levine, DeRozan, Sabonis, I think in the right situation could be really effective players for a good team. Levine on the Nuggets, I think that's one. Because I don't think Jamal Murray is that good. And now that they don't have Michael Porter Jr. to hit a bunch of threes and Cam Johnson has been underwhelming, I think that Levine could thrive there. DeRozan on some team could work. Honestly,
Really?
This might sound like an insult, but how old is DeRozan now? 35, 36, something like that? He's old.
Yes.
Use him as a sixth man. On a good team, on a championship team.
Just second unit scoring guy?
Yeah, and the things that I think his ego and, him being DeMar DeRozan and multiple-time All-Star would prevent that. But I think that could be a very viable role for him. I think he would be great because that's when it's second unit versus second unit. I think two-pointers are okay, and the occasional and one and foul wizardry. I think that works. And Domantas Sabonis, honestly, he's so bad at defense that I really don't know.
All right. Let's do a real quick organizations win championships in memoriam. We have a couple NBA stars to remember, one of which we just found out passed away earlier today, and that is Michael Ray Richardson, who was 70 years old. I don't know what you know about Michael Ray Richardson, but he started in 78-79 with the Knicks, and he made 3 All-Star teams with the Knicks. Later in his career as a Net, he was once again an All-Star in 84-85. He'd made 2 All-Defense teams. He had gotten voting as Defensive Player of the Year. Really, really good player in his era. He had some off-the-court issues, but Michael Ray Richardson, who at least this old head certainly remembers him back in the day.
And there's one more thing I want to cover after this.
Well, Lenny Wilkins also passed away at age 88. And not a Hall of Famer once, not a Hall of Famer twice, 3 times a Hall of Famer. He was inducted as a player, he was inducted as a coach, and he was inducted as a member of the Dream Team.
Oh.
So there were 3 separate Hall of Fame inductions for Lenny Wilkens. He'll be remembered as it was interesting the other night because he was the coach of that 1979 NBA champion Seattle Supersonics team. He was a young coach at the time. One of the players on that team was Jon Johnson, who actually is from Wisconsin, by the way, now that I think about it. I swear to God, I think
we're doing an in memoriam, and you're cracking
up
over Jon Johnson from Wisconsin.
I think Jon Johnson is actually from Wisconsin.
I hope Lenny Wilkens isn't remembered by this moment in this podcast.
And
I think he deserves a little bit better.
Jon Johnson's son.
Or I hope you're remembered by laughing at other people's.
I do too. I hope that's how I'm remembered. And
I mean, you also laughed at. Do you want to tell that story after that?
Uncle Dick?
Leave you alone? Yeah.
I've told it a million times. To be alone with your thoughts of Dick, and I couldn't. I looked at your aunt. It was the problem. I looked at my sister, and then it was over. To leave you alone with your thoughts of Dick. There's like 500 people in there, and they had to say that. But on that, Jon Johnson's son is Micah Johnson, who is the coach of the Spurs. So I thought that was interesting. Mitch Johnson. Yeah. Yes, him too. Also is also buried with Johnny Redker's children and is the son of Skip Make That Chip Carey. Somebody's dead and somebody died in their sleep.
You said something about off the court issues.
Yeah,
I think it's worth talking about briefly. Some of the trade stuff that's been going on with the Bulls, just the rumors.
Yeah, but you traffic in some of those rumors.
There have been two names, and it's been John Morant and Anthony Davis. And you've been talking about, and you said hell no to John Morant because of his off the court stuff.
I said it to you off the My
question is, if you're not giving up Giddy or Buzelis, and I know people are going to say, well, Kobe White. I understand. Kobe White's a really good player. He's going to be making as much money as John Morant is next season.
I don't trust John Morant.
I get that he could be I don't know. It's the same thing about Jalen Carter. I mean, don't get me wrong, Darnell Wright's great. You know what I mean? But Jalen Carter's a game wrecker.
Different in the NBA.
John Morant's still a star.
Different in the NBA.
But the thing is that's a move that still gets you closer to a championship, or at least it shows that you're trying to win a championship. And also, I think Billy Donovan is one of those coaches that can, and I think part of it is his experience as a college coach and winning 2 national titles at the college level, getting into somebody's head. And I know it's different when they're adults. John Morant's still only 26, and he acts like a college kid. I think Billy Donovan could be great for him. And I don't know how he would work with Giddy, but he's a star. He's a star. Another name was Anthony Davis. I think the type of player, the archetype, I think it's perfect. There are just 2 things, age and injuries. I just think it'd be really tough to account for that. That being said, though, Anthony Davis with Josh Giddy, I think could be, I know that sounds crazy.
Yeah,
but
I wish he were. If he were 28, if he were 27, then you're talking something different.
Well, then it wouldn't just. Then that trade wouldn't be possible if you're 27 or 28, nor would he be on the Mavericks right now.
All right, let's hit the showdown, shall we? All right, I'll go first this week. Wait for the drop.
It's also really funny that Tiger Woods is in the background. We had a whole conversation about him earlier.
Okay, we were talking. We have been about at one point we had Josh Giddy, who was going for a consecutive triple doubles, or he got consecutive triple doubles for the first time since Jordan, was going for a third and did not get it, but he is rapidly moving up the list of all-time Bulls triple doubles. Mm-hmm. So the other night, Russell Westbrook became the first player.
He's also on the Kings.
Became the first player to get a triple-double with 7 different teams.
Wow.
So I started looking at the all-time triple-doubles list.
Uh-huh.
I had no idea there are 6 active players on the all-time triple-doubles list, the top 10. There's
10?
6
Right.
in the top 10. I want to see
Right.
how many can you get of. There's the 4 retired players.
It's 6, so I need to name 5.
I gave you 1.
Right. So
Yeah,
I need
Russ
to name
is
the other 5.
at the top. Yep.
Obviously. All right. Jokic, Luka, LeBron. That's 3.
Hold on.
That.
Jokic is 3rd. Luka is 7th. LeBron is 5th.
Okay. Harden.
Harden is 8th.
So I just need one more.
You need 1 more. Do you know the 4 retired players on the list?
Let me. Big O.
That's number 2 is Oscar Robertson with 181.
I'm gonna try to get everything. It's not gonna be Kareem.
Nope.
Magic.
Magic is 4.
Bird.
No. So you have 3 players left. 2 retired, 1 active.
2 retired, 1 active. It's not gonna be Elgin Baylor. Right?
It is not.
Okay. I just think I remember his name came up last pod, so it was just in my head. If I can remember anything after what happened on Thursday night.
You can't use a concussion as an excuse for being stupid.
For being stupid, I already got most of the list.
I know.
Okay, one more current player. Giannis.
Yeah. No.
No?
No.
Okay. It's not Giddy.
Nope. No.
And it's not
Although
LaMelo Ball?
Giddy's going to get up this list real fast.
LaMelo? Can't
It
be.
is not.
Okay.
Although he's off to a nice start assist-wise.
Your mic is sounding really weird on my end, by the way.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
It's fine on my end.
You sound like a robot.
Oh, maybe it's just me sounding like a robot. All right.
No, don't say
No,
anything.
I'm not. We're not going to. I'm going to put a time limit on some of this stuff.
No. You hate when I do stuff like this. When I try to give you a hint and rush your answer.
Just
So give me the respect. So shut up. It's not going to be Steph.
no. His name's been
KD?
mentioned. His name's been mentioned on the show
KD.
today. No.
KD.
No. It surprised me.
Mentioned on the AD.
Nope.
Tatum.
Nope.
I'm just trying to think of who's been mentioned. Is he an old head right now, or is he still like?
No, not really. He's got 68. He's 10th.
Star?
Borderline. I wouldn't call him certainly not defensively.
Not defensively. Okay. Well,
No. I believe earlier in this show you called him one of the worst defenders at his position.
one of the worst defenders at am I might be stupid. Is he
All
a
right,
Bull?
No.
Former Bull?
No, not a former Bull.
Give me the position.
Center.
He's a center.
Center, son of an all-time basketball
Oh.
great.
Wow, Domantas Sabonis.
Domantas
Wow.
Sabonis, 68 triple doubles.
That doesn't surprise me.
Jason Kidd is 6th, and
okay.
Wilt is 9th.
All right. Well, you didn't even let me guess. You
I
donut.
didn't.
All
All right, my turn.
My
Go.
question's a little bit, I would say, a little bit tougher, in general.
Okay.
But
Great.
and it's a very, very specific question.
All right. What is it? You
Can you
stalling because it's
name-
on your phone? Okay.
The 2 former Bulls. Well, I wrote it down on my phone.
Okay.
Can you name the 2 former Bulls that played at least 5 seasons with the team,
Okay.
have at least 10,000 career points,
Okay.
and this is the kicker, and scored at least 25% of their career points from the free throw line?
Oh my God. 5 seasons, 25%.
So, I mean, realistic, you can narrow it down a lot. Just former Bulls that played at least 5
yeah.
seasons and scored 10,000.
10,000 points with the Bulls.
No, career. Just
Oh,
their
career, okay.
career points, but played at least.
How about, this is weird, how about Jimmy Butler?
No.
There's only 2?
Huh?
There's only 2
There
players?
are only 2, at least from this list.
Artists?
Artis Gilmore is 1. Bang on. The other one is much harder, I would say.
Artis Gilmore, but played 5 seasons with the Bulls.
Yeah.
10,000 points. Is it an old timer?
Yeah, I would say he was he started his career with the Bulls, and that year was the 1974-75 season.
He started in 74, 75.
And he started as a Bull, correct.
Boy, that's right before my time. But he played 5 years.
With the Bulls, correct.
To start his career.
And after his rookie season, he played at least 81 games every single season as a Bull.
Was it Mickey Johnson?
It was Mickey Johnson. Nice.
He was good.
Yeah. I'm
okay.
numbers.
All right.
He was a beast.
Every once in a while, I'm allowed to get one. Yeah. Mickey damn Johnson. That's a great question.
He had 58.6 win shares in his career.
Yeah. He was good. He was really good. All right. Nicely done. That was a fun one. That is going to do it. The Bulls' schedule coming up is going to be a big test for them. We just should note at Detroit, at Utah, at Denver, at Portland.
Portland.
And I know you love them.
Portland is like how Houston was last
That was my thing.
year.
I compared them to Houston. Yes,
I'm
raw.
saying for different reasons. How Houston was last year and how Orlando was year before. Mm-hmm. Not because of play style. I just think they're fun.
They're compiling dudes. They're accruing dudes.
People might say the Bulls are like that, though. That's the thing. They're just not as young.
Yeah, they're Bulls are a different story.
And you don't really know much about this guy. And I think Tumani Kamara.
I know,
is
great defender.
My favorite players in the league.
He's a great defender.
Love him.
All right. That's got to do it for us. We've got then the Washington Wizards are going to be here trying to grab some organizations win championships passes to see if we can go as a unit and take
and
I've
actually met one of the current Wizards before.
That's right, you have. But that's going to do it.
Do you know
thanks
who
for joining
that
us. Yeah,
I said current Wizards.
Yeah, is it the guy the guy who was on the Lakers, the guy who you met at the golf course?
He's not a wizard, you dummy.
Who is it?
He's on the map. CJ McCollum. You forgot he was there.
Oh, that's right. I forgot CJ McCollum was there. That's an old head. All right, that is episode 118.
Don't disrespect CJ, man.
I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm trying to get us out of here because Maddie's got coaching to do. He's got to go get his kids to basketball. So it's important. You just have to lie in a dark room for another 6 hours or whatever it is.
I got
therapy in 2 minutes. All right, go out for a walk. Do whatever you got to do. All right, subscribe, rate it. Thanks for being a part of it. We'll do more of the exciting, surprising Bulls when we convene next.
Organizations win championships. A Chicago Bulls podcast with Jason and Dan Bernstein on 312 Sports.